Today I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 4 Remastered, but when I die, I'll go to Nexus Mods and click the random button to find a mod. You feel me? Probably the most fun I've had playing this game in a while, so I encourage you to play along with me. And if you're an astute observer, you might notice that I've done this before, but we won't talk about that one, alright? It might sound simple, but there's some more stuff that I wanted to tack on just to make it a little bit more, intricate. I'm going to split it into two different sets of rules, gameplay rules and the rules of the mods. One, no bonus items of any kind. I'm not even going to sell them. None of these will be touched at all. So no primal knife or anything like that. I'm going to be playing on hardcore. My first and second attempt, I did it on professional, but it just kind of sucked after a while. So no skips or exploits, even the really minor ones. For example, the skip where you throw a heavy grenade at the wall Ashley has to break the wrecking ball. None of that. I'm going to fight every boss as intended, so no golden eggs on Salazar or using the RPG on everything. But I will tell you right now, I use the RPG on one because fuck that guy. When I die, I add a mod. When I complete a chapter, I add a mod. If Ashley dies, I add a mod. Any scenario where there is a game over, I add a mod. If the mod makes the game harder, then I will add it. However, if I were to land on a mod that gives me like infinite ammo or something, I won't use it. If a randomly selected mod interferes with a previously installed mod, the newest mod will be used. For example, say you have a Leon outfit mod, then I die, and there's another Leon outfit mod. I'll use the second one. Mods that are irrelevant will sometimes show up as the first result. So in that case, I'm just gonna click page 2 and then select the first one on that. For example, like if I kill, I don't know, Delgado, and it's a mod that changes Delgado, then I'm not gonna install that mod because it's irrelevant. Mods will sometimes have add-ons like pieces of clothing. Sometimes it's like an extra weapon that they change. In this case, I'll select them all if possible. If not, then it's just like personal preference. There's weird stipulations with it. If a mod ends up not working and I can't find a way around it, then I'll just select a new random mod. If I get a weapon mod, then I'm locked to that specific weapon in that weapon category. So I never really use the striker. If I were to get a striker mod, then I use the striker. Something like that. Around chapter 4, I decided to save all the money that I have accumulated because I was thinking in my head, if I land on a weapon mod, I just want to be able to upgrade it. I severely overestimated the amount of weapon mods for this game. So I went into like the island with a barely upgraded pistol. Yep, session over. So upon Leon being dropped off to search for the president's daughter, he finds a nice little hut with a not so nice little guy in it. Go down the stairs to search for the tour guide, but alas, he is not there. Instead, we are met with the not so nice little guy. Shortly after, we find 2 more ganados. We get to the village, and the first thing on my to-do list was to suplex this old woman, show her how passionate I was about WWE. Made our way to the shotgun, and I was feeling pretty confident. It was in vain, because I was restrained and torn to pieces by a chainsaw. Upon death, I go to Nexus, and it seems like we are starting off strong, replacing Leon with an anime girl. Loading in from the last checkpoint, I realize we don't have any hair. Round 2, we enter the village with more confidence and still show Granny what's up. We make it through the onslaught of villagers, and as per tradition, I skip the fucking cutscene. Great, I skipped it. I didn't. We make our way to where Luis is being held, but only after the most impressive display of video game marksmanship you will ever see. Oh my god, I'm amazing. And with that, that closes out the chapter, so we get another mod. It replaces Luis's clothes with Leon's. It doesn't work right now, but I do get it hammered down later, I promise. Swiftly move through the canyon section after reacquiring our gear and purchasing the M1903. Here is where my elite gaming marksmanship will shine. I'm feeling strong, alright? Surely this will be a trend throughout the game, right? Give 5 big booms. Boom. 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 Don't throw that. Oh my god, I'm goated. I hate you. I fucking hate you. We grab that weird crank thing and move on to the chief's house exclusively to stab this guy on the toilet. There's no other reason why we're here. And he gets up and we kill him again. Killing that poor hopeless man on the toilet gives us another mod due to chapter completion. It's a cool mod that replaces the CQBR, which I never use, so it was nice to, expand my horizons. But it required this third-person rifles mod to work. Let me tell you, this is the worst fucking mod ever made. Genuinely. I'll get into that later. Make our way to the church, but of course gotta help the dog no matter what. Once we're at the church, we realize it's locked, so we move on. We meet a ganado that is impervious to the effects of fire. Okay. On our quest for this key, we need to find a fuel for a boat to get across the lake. And here is where we encounter the first brute. Now, on my first attempt at doing this brute showed me what's up like 4 times, I think. That's not happening again in this. With that, we land on a mod that is a mod that blends her Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 outfits in a pretty tasteful way. I like it. Round 2 with the brute, we kill him and get the gas, and then we fight this big ass fish, which is always a great time. Everybody loves the Delgado fight, right? And with that, that's the chapter. Upon completion, we get a mod that turns Krauser into Craven the Hunter, but it never worked, so I found a different mod at a later date, don't worry. Leon falls asleep after fighting Delgado, and whenever we awake, I make sure to do the usual rounds on the boat. Golden Egg, Red 9, Lunker Bass, Craved Idol, Way Shrine Treasures. We finally acquired the church key, and now we gotta find our way to Ashley. But first, there's a big ass fucking idiot in our way. So, we gotta kill him, with the help of the dog. We do it successfully, although it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We finally saved the president's daughter, and she seeks solace in us. So what do? Throw a fucking grenade at her feet and kill her. And this doesn't happen again. I promise. Well, with that, we get a cool mod that changes all the ganados into marionettes and fetishes from Devil May Cry 1. Move on to meet the most beautiful, handsome ladies man in the world. House survival section wasn't that bad, but we have a couple close calls, but we make it through nonetheless. And with that, that's the chapter complete, so we gotta find a new mod. And we find something that turns all the knives in the game into the hot dogger from Resident Evil 3 Remake, which is pretty funny. Big fan. After the house section, we make our way to the Bella Sisters. And at this point, I had been trying to craft as much sniper ammo and stockpile it as much as I possibly could for the CQBR, which was a very wise decision. The Bella Sisters were defeated quite easily, didn't come close whatsoever. Shit. And at that point, I decided to call it a night, and whenever I woke, Ashley immediately got killed within 30 seconds of me starting the recording. Damn, you killed her, bro? Well, we're off to a great fucking start. And with that, funnily enough, I landed on a mod that turns Leon into Alistor from Devil May Cry 1, which, you know, keeping up the DMC1 theme. Retrying this section, somebody nails Ashley in the head with a projectile and leads to her getting kidnapped. It hasn't even been 5 minutes into this session, let me remind you. We then get a mod that replaces the Killer 7 handcannon with Jackal from Hellsing. Although, it's the Modern Warfare 2 bundle version of Alucard's iconic gun. All this means to me is that I'm going to use the Killer 7 for the first time in my entire life. We successfully evade Menendez until we don't, and I fucking die, so. New mod. Anyway, we land on a mod that's pretty funny. It changes the El Gigante enemies into big pandas. Big fan of this one. Afterwards, we successfully defeat the Big Cheese, and with that, chapter completion, which means another mod. This one replaces Ada with a Warframe. I don't play Warframe, so I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I do think it's funny. Do you remember that third-person rifles mod I mentioned earlier? The reticle for your gun only appears after 3 seconds, and that's in between shots. So every time you shoot, it goes away, and every time you unaim, it goes away. Ashley gets killed by a catapult, which immediately turns her into an anime girl. Fantastic. We make our way into the castle and encounter the first Garrador, who isn't a problem at all. And after the Garrador, reuniting with Ashley, I think, wow, technology really is something, huh? Because I am playing the remake of a game that inspired the creation of the character model I am playing as, in the place that inspired where Devil May Cry takes place, while also fighting marionettes from that same game, all while protecting Yui Hirasawa of K-On! Fame. This might be the best and worst timeline at the same time. Anyway, time for this fuck-ass water room. This is where the third person's rifle shines, man. I wasn't losing my shit at all. How? I hate this fucking mod, it's so ass. How are you in the water? It's fine though, it wasn't the hardest thing ever. Just kinda drained resources. We made it through though. And Ashley stabs Leon, and I'm happy because I got a mod that makes all the fish look silly. Something cool about the Alistar player model, though, is that it actually reflects whenever you have armor, which is a nice touch that I didn't see coming. We clear the most miserable room in the game, in my opinion, and then encounter Ada Wong cosplaying as her favorite Warframe. A very touching moment. After that, an invisible panda starts to throw rocks at us. He's quickly disposed of, though, finally revealing his true form after being shot in the snout by a cannon. Leon reaches Ashley, and that's chapter completion. And unfortunately, we land on this weird-ass outfit mod. Well, I wouldn't call it weird, I just think it's like a horrible outfit design choice, you know? Like, who the fuck would wear this as a crop top, man? The labyrinth and the section after that one ran through with no hiccups. After retrieving every chimera head for the statue, Leon falls for the dumbest trap, quite possibly ever. But it gives him a chance to show off the true power of Alistar. And with that, we're left with Ashley, helpless and scared until we find a cool blue lantern. Her section is pretty unextraordinary, so I'll just blow past it. She saves Leon, but manages to get kidnapped at the same time. A very noble sacrifice. And with that, that's another chapter end. We're blowing through these, right? And we land on, whoa, buddy. Bishop Ashley sex? Really had to emphasize it, huh? Can't do that. So we got a mod that turns Leon into a character from Honkai Star Rail called March 7th? Is her name March 7th? It has to be a mistranslation, right? And hold on, buddy. This has an add-on called CBT Panty? Excuse me? Anyway. As Miss March 7th, we trace Ashley's footsteps to eventually acquire the CQBR. Hooray. I can finally upgrade a weapon. I also have sight in the scopes, so I can use it now to its full potential. Let me tell you, I slipped on this thing. By the end of the game, I really love this game.
You stupid.
Wow, I really fucked that up. Moving on, I showed the Novistadors what genocide is like, and I enjoy it. Killing the species gives me immense joy. Double Gary isn't a problem either. I get hit pretty bad, but it doesn't amount to anything. Leon falls down a hole and ends up fighting Salazar's right-hand man. Unfortunately for him, this is where I use my freebie. Fuck you, Verdugo. With that, we get a mod that changes the Ganados into enemies from Signalis, which I've never played before, but they look kinda cool. I also managed to get the mod that changes Luis's clothes into Leon's to work, but it has kind of a weird texture. Luis and Leon fight through hordes of Ganados just because they wanted to get to a roller coaster. But the final boss before the roller coaster happened to be two large pandas. We sink them both into a giant vat of lava that is very conveniently placed and comically sized to fit just them. We have a grand old time on the roller coaster, and after our ride, we decide to kill some Novistadors. Unfortunately, a Novistador activist has picked up on our trail, and this said activist gives Luis a kiss on the back from his knife. Round 1 of Krauser v Anime Girl, and it's fucking awesome. What can I say? It's the Krauser fight. Never gets old. Unfortunately, our partner in Genocide and Roller Coaster has died. He was a true ladies man, and with his death, that's the chapter end, changing his model into the Blackwatch Commander from Prototype. I never played those games, but I know that is relatively old, which this model definitely reflects. Going up the clock tower, I completely forgot that there's a big fire-breathing statue of the guy that owns the place. It almost spilled the end for me, but I bounced back. Oh my god, I forgot that was in the game. After clearing the clock tower, I have a gut feeling of regret as I walk into Salazar's room. I really feel like I should have used the freebie on this asshole. My gut feeling rings true as he kills me, and I get this honestly pretty cool mod that changes Ada into Lady from the DMC mobile game. It has some options. I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry, so anything like that is a welcome addition. Second attempt was successful, although there was a lot of damage to my happiness. I hate this motherfucker. We meet up with Ada and take the boat to the island, and at this point, she's an anime girl because I realized that the Krauser mod didn't work. I have a rough time getting through the first section. Although this is where I start to see the CQBR shine. I had neglected it up to this point because I figured it would just eat ammo. I was very wrong. If you place your shots well, then you can get some pretty good mileage out of it. If you haven't used it before, I highly recommend doing a run with it. I also started to realize how fucking stupid it was to limit my upgrades until I got a weapon mod, because my pistol was doing jack shit this entire time, and shotgun. My pistol is getting to a point where it is just so bad. Why did I make this stupid fucking rule? Anyway, the journey continues and we find Ashley being held captive in her cell. And I use stealth for maybe the first time ever to kill these two people because I really didn't feel like using the pistol. shit, bro. 10 shots. 10 shots to the knees. Anyway, time for regenerators, also known as free money. After we get the biosensor scope, we make sure to kill each and every single one of them for maximized profit. We got our keycard to level 3 and save Ashley. We could finally see that outfit for her that we installed so long ago. Zach from the future here. I forgot to mention that whenever you get to the island, it's a chapter end, and that's where I installed this Ashley mod. Just want to let that be known. I didn't forget. I just didn't put it in the video for some reason. My fault. Fucking god, bro, these trains. I can't fucking stand it here. I really can't. Anyway, saving Ashley ends the chapter, and it gives us, oh god, invisible traps. Rules are rules. Making our way through the waste area, we encounter the first Iron Maiden. The CQBR makes short work of it, though. We reach the section where you separate from Ashley, and in my infinite wisdom, instead of shooting her attackers... Will this kill her? I hope not. I'm a fucking moron. I'm really an idiot. I throw a live grenade at her feet, killing her. And we land on... Bro, what? Is that... Can I put that on YouTube? You know, in my opinion, it's not inherently bad, but playing through the entirety of the Separate Ways DLC might spell some trouble for YouTube. Like, it doesn't show anything. You wouldn't wear it to church, you know? In this case, I go to page 2, and it was a mod that changes Ada's makeup. The Wrecking Ball defense section wasn't too bad. It was actually really fun. But I do almost meet God as I was close enough to kiss a rocket on the primer for someone that shot at me. Holy shit! Oh my god! After that, I wrap up the other Iron Maiden and return to the elevator, but not before being in denial about having stick drift, and I try to wish it away. No, I don't have stick drift. 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 I don't. We make our way to Leon's biggest fan and start the fight off strong. I was unfamiliar with his game though, so I end up installing a mod that changes the TMP noise. Cool. We match Krauser's intensity this time by staying on the offensive. It's kind of funny to fight him when we both have hot doggers. Leon gets distracted because he wants to spin a wheel for some reason instead of kicking the man who's actively trying to kill him. No, Leon!
Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh my god!
My fault. Whenever I installed the Invisible Traps mod, I forgot that Krauser had bear traps in his boss fight arena. It was not good.
No! 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 No!
Oh my god. Anyway, round 2 with Krauser, and Krauser ends up slitting my throat in a death animation I have never seen. Oh my god. And it's honestly a good thing because we get a pistol mod. I can have a non-shitty pistol now. I'm very happy with this information. We finish the second bout with Krauser, just barely scraping by. With only one healing item left, we make our way to round 3 of the fight. My knife breaks immediately, so I have to rely on boot knives. I'm on my last legs, no healing, so I bust out the Magnum and manage to pull through. That's the end of the chapter. And we're ending off the player model strong with a mod that changes Leon's outfit to Sebastian's from the Evil Within. And I must say, Leon looks great in this outfit. I'm also able to use the Red 9 mod now. We start the final push through the island, and at this point it's looking good. Lots of ammo and a newly upgraded gun. Feeling good, unfortunately, at the part where you have to open the gate. I ran out of disk space for my recording, and I only noticed until I just finished the section. Bro, I just realized that it cut off. I finished doing all this shit, and I realized that it cut off as soon as I started. Because I ran out of fucking disk space. I'm a dickhead. I need next. Anyway, we move on, and Mike suffers the same exact fate as every other pilot in the Resident Evil universe. Chapter finishes off, and I am very excited because I see a shotgun mod. Look at how happy I sound. Yes, 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 finally, fucking finally. But I failed to realize that it was for Ada's shotgun. Oh well, I guess I'll use it in separate ways. Alright, well, this is it. Through many trials and tribulations, we made it to the end. I used my freebie, so I have to fight Sadler for real this time. It was really fun to get to use the CQBR and Magnum to their full potential this run, since I never actually use them. The fight wasn't that hard at all, as usual. Did you know this guy's dad's name is Adam Sadler? Like, they had to have known what they were doing there, right? There's no way they didn't. Ashley hops on the jet ski, and we have a grand old time flipping in the air on the way to safety. We make it out. Mission is completed. If you made it this far, first of all, thank you for sticking around until the end. And had a lot of fun doing this. I recommend you do it yourself if you have the facilities to do so. Any feedback would be appreciated, as this is my first time doing this kind of video. I do plan on doing a part 2 where I play through separate ways with the same mods that I already have installed and the same rule set and all that. So stick around if you want to see that. Anyway, see ya.